Okay, just recording this video Monday 19th March 2012, just coming up to 2:30 PM Chicago time, just get this out before the close of the day. And the market ended up at going to 1408. I was in this long trade just before the breakout, 1400, got out at 1404. Just before this bearish divergence signal kind of came in here on 1500 tip bar chart. I'm just getting a little bit kind of nervous and shook out here, but you know, kind of kept on going. So I'm kind of kicking myself that it's my worst weakness, you know, that I just can't sit through the chop and wait for the extended targets to get hit. But so be it. But you can see how this thing kind of panned out. You know, so we had overnight the Sunday evening, we kind of raced away, kind of into Rambo patterns, sold off. Then we had this whole series of flush patterns leading to this breakout. So we got, you know, overnight session flush patterns down here, and then we were just setting up for this break above 1400. We went to 1401, then kind of came off. But each of these kind of dips down, you can see with these flush patterns, flushing out those sellers, getting ready for that explosive kind of breakaway to new highs. And this is what I like to call the gathering. Blue professional bars, whole series of them kind of come in underneath a significant kind of breakout level here. At this case it was 1401.50 that had been this double top type high, and they're just sitting there, and this little pattern kind of comes in with flush signals, just showing, yeah, we're getting rid of sellers who are, you know, expecting this move to kind of go down, and then we break out to the upside, and then as soon as we burst through, you know, 1401.50, and we just run a whole bunch of stops here, and then we're away to the upside. The reason I was getting out was I saw this bearish divergence kind of pattern setting up. Sometimes that at cyclical turning points is a good kind of change in trend signal. It would have been, well, it was a second cyclical turn after end of trend here. So I was thinking this might kind of turn down, so that's why I kind of jumped out. But you know, we've gone on to make pullback, dirty pullback to at some point end of trend. Just on the higher time frame tip bar charts, 40,500 tip bar chart. Just bear in mind, you know, on the lower time frames we made these end of trend signals on kind of left shoulder, head move, and so on. And the average trade size today was extremely high. So a lot of this activity, you can see the blue professional bars kind of coming at these highs. This looks like it's lining up for some kind of flush pattern on the upside here, so just watch out for tomorrow. Anyway, yeah, I'll tag on my day trades for today. Hope you traded well. 1450, and it's kind of spiked down to 99. Blue professional bars kind of come in with a whole bunch of blue professional bars, this whole activity, and you know, I just think we're going to have a spike to the upside. All this flush signals, flushing out the last of the sellers kind of here. Just think anything over 1401, we're just going to break into a powerful uptrend. So yeah, it feels a bit odd, but you know, kind of going with the signals on 1500 tip bar chart, and this retrace being blue professional bars. So just hoping to break back up to 1401. So let's see, longer 1450. Okay, just broken up to 1401 even, blue professional bar here, 500 tip bar chart. Could be jumping the creek. It's very, very slow, quiet, 10:37 AM. All these flush signals kind of flushing out sellers. Yeah, it's like a whole family of them. And we know 1401.50, so previous high here. Absolutely key level. There will be a ton of stops sitting there. If the market breaks through that, we could be into a serious trend move. I just look at this consolidation pattern, the way we've just kind of wedged down with all these blue professional bars kind of buying up under the lip. So here we go, jumping around a little bit. Let's hope for that break. Okay, so here we go. We broke up through 150 to 175 Rambo patterns on the 500 and 1500 tip bar chart. Hardly running the stops really at that point. But we're breaking above cyclical resistance on 4500 tip bar chart. Just sitting above here, you know, between 2 and 3. That's where the majority of the stops will be. You know, within a point or two of the previous high. Everybody knows that. The pros know that. All this little family of flush signals here, kind of leading the way. So, come on, let's get this thing going. There we go, they all just got run as we went up between 1402 1403. Just moved my target up to 1405.50 Just trying to squeeze out an extra point because those first two trades got a net loss of a point on those. And we're just sitting under 1404, so the original target was just above here. And okay, exhaustion buying just gone off 12,000, better momentum, just fine. You know, no blue professional bars at the highs here. A lot of people getting kind of a little bit freaked out. We're at new highs and so on, so this could easily travel a little bit. Here we go, breaking up to 375. Initial target was at 405, but I've moved it out, so we'll see. Blue professional bars kind of coming at the highs here, pro signal exit, but yeah, we haven't seen pullback to end of trend yet on the 500 tip bar chart. It is going to be second cyclical turn after end of trend on the 1500 tip bar chart, so let's hopefully get pushed out on the next kind of leg up and be done with this and not have to worry about whether this is changing trend. But no blue professional bars yet on 4500 tip bar chart. It's almost like they were buying up this wedge kind of consolidation band to the upside, so still holding out for a bit more. Okay, here we go, we're having another little run for the highs here. Pullback in an uptrend's gone off on the 500 tip bar chart. This little pullback was just blue professional bar kind of settled in here, and this kind of sell-off activity was kind of blue professional bar on 4500 tip bar chart, so we're sitting under another resistance level on 15, so let's see this pop. Still got to see, you know, pullback to end of trend plus, you know, bearish divergence on 1500 before this thing's over. But I know if I was sitting on my usual target of 4.5, the first target, I'd be just egging it to get to there right now and be out. But I'm looking for a little bit more, so let's see. We just got to the initial target at 450. We're just due for end of trend on the 500 tip bar chart, so getting a bit nervous up here. I know I'm looking for 5.5, but you know, could be just looking for too much. Could easily form a bearish divergence signal up here on the 1500 tip bar chart. Just thinking about pulling in my target. Let's just keep watching for a second. At 1404 even. I don't know. Just for 3.5 on that one. End of trend goes off, 500 tip bar chart, flush signal, and this looks like it's lining up for some kind of bearish divergence here. I don't know, I should be waiting for another pop, but yeah, it's just not my nature. Anyway, I suppose blue professional bar on the 4500 tip bar chart. I'm not totally convinced that we're in a serious uptrend here. I know this thing's got to go, bearish divergence before it rolls over on the 1500 tip bar chart, but I don't know. Anyway, so 3.5 on that last trade, loss of 1 on the last two trades, so I'm up 2.5 for the day. That's not too bad. 11:08 a.m. Wish I hadn't kind of jumped out of that last long trade at 1400, because that cost me a little bit. Cost me a quarter point on that trade, plus slippage effectively of a half point kind of going the other way. So that's me done for today. Hope you traded well. Well, a few minutes later, we got up to 475. So the 450 target would have been taken out, but I'm happy to bow. It's actually on a Rambo pattern, amateur up bar up there. This is what's interesting to me. It's come out 1500 tip bar chart, bearish divergence kind of coming after those kind of extreme readings. That's potentially a setup here for reversal trades, 11:25 a.m. It's kind of a little bit late in the window, but I don't know, I'm kind of looking for some kind of reversal at some point. I thought it might set up, Friday or Monday. So this possibly could be it. I'm not done trading for the day, but I'd be interested to see how this kind of plays out by the end of the day. And the reason for kind of looking for that kind of reversal, major reversal, is that we had end of trend on the 13,500 tip bar chart go off, Thursday into Friday. It's a little bit of a topping out move, so we'll see. Anyway, hope you traded well today.